Hey folks, I'm Melhorn. Recently I've gotten a bunch of questions about what weight fishing line to use, and I've done a lot of videos about this in the past, but we get new viewers to the channel, people are dropping in, so I decided if I'm getting that many questions, I need to do a video on it. So that's why I like getting questions from you guys. It gives me some topics that need to be addressed, so let's talk about it. If you've watched any of my videos, I fish for catfish a lot, and you see me using these Catfish Pro reels a lot of times. It's a bait caster or these Catfish Pro spinning reels. Both of these great products for catching catfish, striped bass. You can catch redfish on them. I've got videos with that. I even put some 5-foot sharks in the boat with these reels, so they work good. Main thing I use them for is catfish. That's what a lot of y'all ask about, but I'm going to kind of broaden up the different lines for different species of fish. On these two reels, I'm using, on this one here, which is a bait casting reel, I've got 30-pound monofilament on it. And on this one, I've got 20-pound monofilament. And I'll tell you the reason I'm using this. Ideally, if I was you, I would be going with the 20-pound line on this reel. I started using the 30-pound line, I don't know, probably 10 years ago when I started using planer boards a lot, and I needed a line with a thicker diameter to grip onto. Basically, the clip on the planer board needed something bigger that it could bite onto, so I went with a heavier line. Consequently, I've just stuck with it since then. When I got these reels from Catfish Pro, I said, you know what, I'm going to put some 20-pound line on here. I'm going to try this blue just for the heck of it. And a 20-pound. For you guys that are freshwater fishing, catching striper, or maybe redfish in the saltwater in that transition area, catfish, 20-pound line is going to be all you need. These reels don't even put 20 pounds of drag on the line. So, you know, you don't want that much drag really on a reel just because you're going to pull hooks doing that. So it's a good way to go with. Go with 20. If you want to go with 30, fine. Some of this is about security and what feels good. We'll talk about that in a second. But that's what I go with on these two, my two mainstay reels that I fish for catfish with. This spinning reel from Catfish Pro and this bait caster, 20 to 30-pound line. Now you're asking what kind of line. I use Andy Monofilament. I am not sponsored by them. I've used this stuff for a long time. This is the High Vis Yellow. I love this because I run multiple lines. Sometimes, 8 lines out. It's good to see. I played around with this blue some just to see. I think this stuff, if you're fishing really, really gin clear water, this may be a good option for you. I see a lot of guys offshore running it. I think when you get in some of the water clarity out there, this may be a good one to go with. They make it in a lot of different colors and stuff. I get these big spools because I do go through a lot of line, and it's just economical to buy these bigger spools. I think they even make them bigger than that. Now some of you are going to ask, what about braid? Well, there's a place and a time where I use braid. Some of these smaller reels that I use, like this one here, has braided line on it. I've had this line on here forever. That's it's on here longer than you should leave braid on, but it's held up. It's one of the positive things with braid. It lasts a long time. The reason I use it on these is because I am fishing for sensitivity. I need to feel the bottom. I need to feel the bite. That is reason number one when I use braided line. You'll see me using it on a few occasions. I'm fishing for perch, crappie, brim, bluegill, anything like that. I like having braided line on the reels. Another one is reason to use it is when I need a lot of line capacity. This is one of the shark rods that we use offshore, and it's got braided line on it. This is 65-pound Power Pro. It's a strong line. I got a leader on here, 200-pound leader. This is for sharks. So, but you need a lot of line capacity when you're fishing for some of these saltwater species. These reels put a lot of drag on your line too. These I think are in the 25 pounds of drag range. Different animal, different species, different conditions. This is where I don't need sensitivity. I just need a lot of line in case one of these fish takes a run. So that's where I find the braid comes in real handy. Now, I use a lot smaller reels. Some of them are like a 2000 series when I'm catching bluegill and stuff. And I go with some smaller diameter stuff, anywhere from 12 to 17 pounds. It's way more line, weight, strength than you need. But the problem is you get into the smaller stuff, it's really hard to tie. So I tried this stuff out. It's from Manster. It's a very economical line you can get on Amazon, and you know, that's where the braid really comes in handy for me. I'm not a fan of braid when it comes to fishing anywhere where there's any type of structure or heavy cover because it is not abrasion resistant. Braid will cut and break quicker than your monofilament line, so that's another reason I like using monofilament. So your perch bluegill rods, if you want to go with braid on them, that's fine. You know, something 12, 17 pounds, 20 pounds is very small. That has the same. It's one thing about braided line. This line here, while it's rated at 17 pounds, is nowhere near as big as this 20-pound line over here. I mean, a major difference. A lot harder to tie if you have older eyes and can't see as good. So keep that in mind. I usually go with something in that 12 to 17, 20-pound range like that if you want to put that on your crappie rods, your bluegill rods, your perch rods, that kind of thing. And this stuff casts really good, and like I said, really good on the sensitivity. But when it comes to the catfish stuff, I'm going with 20 to 30 pound mono. It works for me. One of the things I mentioned earlier was confidence. I have confidence in this line, this monofilament. I have confidence in these brands. If you don't have confidence in what you're doing, you feel like you need braid, try it. See if it's something that will work in the conditions you're fishing. And you know, it's about confidence, and it's about feeling comfortable in what you do. It gives you the wherewithal to go out there and go fish. So I personally lean toward the monofilament for my catfish rods. Another thing is, I always forget about this. When you get tangled, especially running multiple lines trolling like we do, it's easier to untangle monofilament. If you were doing that with braided line, it's in a knot. You're going to have to cut it. Once that stuff cinches tight, you're not pulling it loose. This stuff here, you've got a little play and a little wiggle room when it comes to fishing multiple lines. For some people, that's not, you know, a concern. For me, it's very much a concern, and that's why I like putting it on these reels. And by the way, I'm going to put links to these Catfish Pro reels down in the description section. If you're interested in getting them, use a promo code CATFISH to get those. You'll save money. I'm also going to put links to this other fishing line that I have over here from Manster and from Andy. That way you can go check all this stuff out if it's something you're interested in getting. And as always, if you're interested in booking a fishing trip with me, I'm a United States Coast Guard charter captain right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Go to DieterMelhornFishing.com. There's also links on there to all of this gear that I use. So pretty good coverage of stuff there, plus links, contact information in case you want to send a question that could turn into a video just like this one did. Appreciate you checking it out. We'll catch you out on the water.